This is the entry to the gas chamber.
These are the incinerators burning the dead bodies. Located in a small town of Oświęcim in southern Poland, Auschwitz was once a network of concentration and extermination camps built by the Nazis during World War II. Auschwitz I, the first of these camps, was established in 1940 as a detention center for political prisoners, but it quickly became a place of systematic cruelty and forced labor. 2 years later, in 1942, Auschwitz II, also known as Birkenau, was opened just a few kilometers away on the other side of the town. This second camp became the heart of the Nazis' final solution, designed specifically for mass extermination. The scale of death here was unlike anything the world had ever seen before. Today, these camps stand as a testament to unimaginable suffering and stark reminder of the depths of human atrocity. So I've flown to the city of Krakow in Poland, which is the nearest major city, and the journey starts there. Yo, Dawn, what a building, eh? It's 4:30 a.m. We're in Old Town, Krakow. This is where we're starting. Krakow, Poland. It's this early because my driver that's taken us to Auschwitz is insistent that we leave at 5 a.m. As much as I tried to argue the point, he said if you're getting there anything past 6 a.m, you're not getting into most of the important parts. And he showed me some videos. I was like, what? That's the line at 6 a.m? But yeah, how beautiful is this place, Krakow? How related is this place too? Have you ever seen the movie Schindler's List? This is where it was filmed. It was filmed in Krakow, and it's funny because I only just recently watched it. And I was like, bro, damn, that's where I'm going to stay? This city, which is obviously we're here because this is the closest city to Auschwitz. I think it's like half an hour away drive. They got a good nightlife here, cuz. There's a good nightlife, bro. I got out at 4 a.m. I got the hotel coffee, and bro, there's people everywhere. People are just going home because it's Sunday morning, so they've had a good Saturday nightlife in Krakow. But yeah, it spun me out to learn that. Just recently watching Schindler's List and then going to that city, one of the most infamous Polish Jewish ghettos where they were killing everyone and sending them to Auschwitz, where we're going on train, was here. It's just like 10 minutes walk from here.
And you go to the end of Kłę, okay?
Go to where?
To end of Kłę, or to the tickets.
Okay. Yep.
I will park and I will back to you, okay?
Yep.
Just go to end.
Yep.
Okay, I go on the track.
Alright, thank you.
Welcome.
I don't really have a clue what he said. Something about the politics, but he said just go to the end of the line and I will vet for you. I'll speak for you on your behalf because the politics. This is what he said. This is my understanding of what he said. Beside that, it took an hour to get here. That was a lot longer than I thought, but bro, what a beautiful drive that was. Cuz the Polish countryside is gotta be one of the best I've ever seen. Straight out, it was like the grass is frozen over, lakes had fog all over them, the trees were like red and orange. It was just crazy. Look at this, it's 6:45. My driver was saying the ticket office doesn't even open until 7:30, but we had to get this early, an hour early, just for the ticket office, because look already. And he was showing me a video that by the time the ticket office opens, the line's down the street around the corner. So it's like a race to get here. You got to get here like an hour and a half early. My driver got us skipped ahead to guarantee that we go in when the first camp opens at 7:30 with that group behind us. We're halfway in that line there, and that line there now goes back around the corner and down the street already. Look across there at the car park. All those buses have come since I put this camera on last. But yeah, we just saved heaps of time, lad. He's gonna leave us now, it's the driver, and I'm going in with a group. You must go in with groups. They're called educators. You must go in. You can separate from them, which I will, but you must go in with them. So this is across the road from the first camp, from Auschwitz 1, the one that opened in 1940, which is the smaller one. Like you would have seen in the intro, it's not the one that was used solely as an extermination camp. That's Auschwitz 2. We go there after this. This one still had a lot of exterminations in it. Like, it doesn't even sound right to use that word, exterminations, murders, whatever. Remember I said in the car that he said something about politics and he will vet for me, and I was confused what it meant. I asked him just then and he clarified it. It meant getting me in a group and getting me in an early group, and apparently there's politics to it, and these drivers and guides all know each other and they vet for their passengers to be in the earlier groups, and they argue over it and stuff like that. So I said that because I clicked on what's happening behind us, and I can see like a driver that'll rock up with like 3 people and have a sort of like heated conversation for the, you know, and then they're like, all right, sort of thing, which makes me think then, because look how many people are, as we're talking, all of those people are just heading into that long line. Look at them. This is how many people are just rocking up as we're talking. There's close to like 1,000 people up and around here and around that corner already. So I don't know what this means for if you come here. Does that mean that you come here with a driver, like get a driver who knows the people to come and bring you to a group? Because if you don't do that, what I done, does that mean that you're down the street waiting hours? I don't know, I can't confirm that, but it's just what it's seeming like. Oh, like what I noticed is people have different color stickers. So there's a lot of people here with orange stickers on their jumpers, and you'll see all those people got blue stickers and orange stickers. They're different tours. So they got city and local tours. So they're like tour groups, and they all got like corresponding stickers. Maybe that's what it is. Stick that on, yep. Yeah, beautiful. Alright, driver left me with the ticket, and I'm following this line here. That lady with the white hair is the guide of this group. I'm not even sure if it's an English speaking group or not, but we're doing our thing anyway. We got given headphones. We're entering now, and it plays constantly the names of victims. These names you're hearing are the victims' names. He said just before I turned the camera on, he said there's 2 places that are specifically not allowed photos or videos or anything. He didn't say what they were, but when we get to them, I'll explain them. He said something too. He said when you take pictures in the place you're allowed, he said please don't do any like posing pictures, like, and remember that it's a place that 1 million people lost their lives. That was pretty deep when he said that, eh? So these were Polish military barracks that after they took over, they turned into the first concentration camp.
In here, in this place, they were also trying to create ideal Aryan race of people. So except of the constant function as a concentration camp and extermination center, also pseudo-medical experiments were conducted here on people because they were trying to produce ideal Aryan race of people.
He was saying he had that for the first year of its operation, it was only Polish people that were put here, but then it became a whole group of people. It's a camp manager's building. That was a kitchen, and that was admissions. This was a guard's turret. The guards would hide in this turret, shoot out of it, and if you touch the fence, instant death. So this camp, Auschwitz I, that we are, wasn't mainly for Jews, although it had a few Jews in here. Auschwitz II, Birkenau, the extermination camp, he's saying that that was created specifically for the Jews, but this place was to imprison Poles, and that later turned into Jehovah's Witnesses, homosexuals, and a few other groups of undesirable people. But that was mainly who was here, along with a few politically important Jews. But the Jews, they got their own camp, which is massive. The next one created a year later for them, where the gas chambers are and the incinerators. This is crazy, bro. That actually surprised me then, that he chucked on the list of the first groups of people to be imprisoned and killed. They were killing people here. They were specifically targeting Jehovah's Witnesses. I never heard that before. Bro, this is mental, lad. Telling more stories on the board about the history. Look at that, cuz. Look out there, bro. That's scary, cuz. Sorry, I'm just genuinely not interested in filming the storyboards and the story day by day of the war, which is what's going on in my headphones. It's actually annoying. I just want to see in here, you know what I mean? Not the room that we're in now, the next room, whatever is in there is that not to be photographed. I can see the signs. We'll know when we get there. Canisters which contain Zyklon B, a pesticide used for killing the victims. Those are canisters of Zyklon B, bro. That's bad, bro. Alright, I just left the part that I wasn't allowed to video or photograph. One of the parts, and it was after they lost the war, the Germans, and they went into the concentration camp. They found whole buildings of human hair of the victims that were killed. So there they have a big glass display of all of these ponytails, like all this girl's hair, like I'm talking a whole, like half a building worth of like human hair. And it was all on display there, like the real hair, the real human hair. That was crazy. You see all their glasses, bro, that was heavy. These are all prosthetic limbs, prosthetic legs and arms, look. bowls and pots and cups. Bro, seeing the stuff like that makes it so real, bro. Seeing those prosthetic limbs, bro, what? Like that's the actual, like everything here is what was here when they came and freed it, you know? Look at this. There's literally millions of shoes here. Bro, these are all kids' shoes. See the names that are written on it? See, they all got their names in white. Like how when you watch the movie Schindler's List, and when they get off the train they say leave your stuff here, or they come out the house, leave your stuff here, and they give them like a white pen, write your name on it, leave it, like you're never seeing it again. That's them writing their own names on their things, bro. I wonder what inside all of these blocks, because there's so many blocks, bro, and they only use specific ones of them that they have those like, things in to look at, like museum blocks. But I wonder what like the other 90% of them are used for. You can see like block 5 and 6 they're going in. Oh, this one, block 6 is something. Block 4 and 5 they're going in. But the majority of them are just probably just kept the way they were, eh? This is a block called Living and Sanitary Conditions. This prisoner's barrack shows living conditions of the main camp, Auschwitz I. They differed according to the particular period of the camp's existence. The number of prisoners assigned to each barrack varied from 700 to 1,000. Bro, 1,000 in each block, bro. 1,000. That's mental. To put in a perspective, Long Bay Prison, for example, has wings that look similar and are the same size that have about 150. A typical interior of a prisoner's room during the first weeks of their existence. What? Bro. It's just straw on the floor. Look at the pictures of them. The women on the left and the men on the right. Look at this block 10. Look what it says. Several hundred women prisoners, mainly Jewish, were held in 2 upstairs rooms of this block and used as human guinea pigs for sterilization experiments conducted by Professor Karl Klauberg, a German gynecologist, from April 1943 to 44. Some of them died from the treatment they received. Others were murdered so that autopsies could be performed on them. Those who survived were left with permanent injuries. Other SS doctors also conducted experiments on women in this block. Right there, they were full putrid, bro. They were full. They used to experiment on kids and everything, bro. I learned heaps of that stuff ages ago, cuz. In this courtyard, in the courtyards between 10 and 11, between these two, SS shot several thousand people at the death war. Mainly Polish political prisoners, leaders and members of resistance organizations. Several thousand people were shot at that wall at the back there. Like, bro, like that's how many people died, cuz. Like millions and millions, cuz, like that you just go to one little camp and one little block and one little courtyard and there's one wall and several thousand people were shot on that wall, you know? That's crazy. This was the court. You come in here, the Gestapo was sitting along there and you get sentenced to go in the yard and shot dead. The orderly SS officer who was on duty in this room executed the sentences of the Gestapo. Gestapo court, Gestapo executioner lives there. They take you out in the yard. Thousands and thousands. Many corpses of prisoners who were murdered and had died during the last days of the operation of the camp were found in the basement and on the ground floor of Barrack 11 by Soviet soldiers. No way, look at the pictures, bro. This building is a serious building. Out of all of them, cars, they're all crazy. Ones are for experiments. This one was a building for special prisoners that were purposely wanted by the Gestapo, and their courthouse was here, and they'd done their executions here. That even said that on the last days of the operation, they were killing people just because they knew that they were losing the war. The scumbags. Like, how putrid is that? Just killing, we're losing, so just kill them all. And when the Russians came through and liberated it, they found on the ground floor where we're standing piles of thousands of bodies. Come on, bro, what's that? The washroom where women stripped before execution, then led into 2 yards and shot at the death wall. That's another point. I'm not allowed to photograph from here. I don't actually know what was any different about that part that you couldn't photograph as opposed to the rest. It was just underground cells, little holes, and you just look through and it's just a blank cell. So I don't know why specifically. It was eerie, but it was no worse than anything else. There was nothing there parts of humans or pictures or anything. It was just empty cells. Yeah, I think we're going out to the courtyard now. But you know what hit me the hardest? That washroom where the ladies strip off before they get taken to the wall. Men who were sentenced to do shot death stripped off in this room. So this is the men's room. Wow, one for the men, one for the women, bro. That's the wall. That's the wall, bros. That's insane. I can't believe it's just a wall, just a little space like that. Thousands and thousands of people were shot dead at. Bro, that's insane, bro. That's insane. You can see they set that little wooden separation so the bullets didn't wreck the bricks. Can you see it? That's insane, bro. Lad, the place looks as scary and as grim as it would if it was a Hollywood set. It's like a Hollywood set, bro. Everything about it. Remember I said back there that those cells I couldn't film in? And I said, what about them? I don't know. They were just ordinary cells with little holes. They're called starvation cells. I just learnt just then. And they had a rule in here that anyone who was to be punished, another 10 people would go to the starvation cell. So if someone does something wrong, 10 people randomly go to starvation cells. Oh, bro, how crazy is that? So that's what they were in. They were in block 11. So that was the block where the Gestapo done the trials, the same block that had the shooting yard. Under the ground were starvation cells where they would just let people die. So it's a big execution block and you can die many ways. But the underground people were just starved to death in there. Bro, what? Like cuz. This is a hanging pole for the largest simultaneous public hanging at one go. 19 people. all dropped at the same time off that pole. 19 Polish prisoners. This is the spot. Believe it or not, as hypocritical as it is, that the leader of this death camp, the SS member, loves celebrating Christmas. So once a year in that concrete block right here, he'd mount a Christmas tree for Christmas. And because where that mass execution was there, the 19 people hung, that's where they done the roll calls every morning. So they got to see the Christmas tree once a year. And that was their Christmas. The lad was getting pretty deep then about the injustice to Poland, not only are we talking by the Germans, but by the Russians and the Allies, the British and the Americans, that ultimately won the war. He was saying that even after like Hitler was defeated, all the countries were celebrated except Poland, and he was saying like this is where they were the heaviest target and this is where most of the shit went down. It's like they're the only country that didn't get a rebuilt plan after the war. They're the only country to receive zero reparations until today. He was saying that even though the trials of the SS members and the Gestapo that happened here, barely any of them were sentenced by the Russians or the Allies. After their sentence, barely any of them were imprisoned, and the ones that were 2 to 3 years. And it was so bad, he said, it's such a smack in the face to Poland that West Germany and the Allied government, including the English and all that, actually gave houses and retirement plans and moved a lot of the SS members after the war around as like we're friends now type of thing. And he got all dark and he goes like, the only punishment for those people should be hung or shot. This is that Gestapo underground torture facility, interrogation facility. I missed that part. These are the incinerators burning the dead bodies. That's crazy. And bro, you know what, like, that's nothing compared to where we're going. Like, that's the wrong words to say that's nothing. Like, nothing is nothing here, but don't think that there is the Holocaust incinerators or anything like that, because where we're about to go is about 30 times bigger than this whole facility and had thousands of those things, just chimneys in the skies, just burning bodies constantly 24/7 around the clock. Look at the little chimney, look at that. So to add on top of this whole experience that the people would have had here, the smell that they would have had all day would be burnt bodies coming out of that chimney, just to add a scent in the air to every other thing they experienced while they were here, as the icing on the cake. I think we're leaving this first camp, so yeah bro, that's Auschwitz 1. Mainly built for Polish political prisoners, some Jews, disabled people, homosexuals, Roma gypsies, and Jehovah's Witnesses. They had some weird ideals, bro. Like, it's just a random group of people just to be like, yeah, you just like, bro, that was crazy, cuz. That was crazy. So yeah, a year after this was built, this is 1940, 1941, on the other side of town, they built the massive one. And the massive one was built specifically for Jews, and just specifically to kill them, not to torture them, not to house them, not to interrogate them, not to experiment, just to kill them, to train them in from all over Europe and strip them, house them, gas them and burn them. Like, bro, where we're going is probably the heaviest place in existence. Like, yeah, where we're about to go is like, you can't find it. I doubt there's a specific block or suburb or anything that is as intense or as putrid or as heavy or as gruesome as where we're about to go. This is probably a close second. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's go. Alright, driver dropped me off. Bro, look at these cars. Look at this, lad. This is the train tracks, bro. Look at this. This is the tracks they used to bring them in on the train. Look at these cars. Straight through the front gate, bro. Have a look at the size of this place. So this place wasn't built like big concrete facility, because remember the place before Auschwitz I was a Polish barrack, so it was built well. This place was built like dead set, like wooden sheds. Look at them. They were dead set built like, just get them up as cheap and as quick as we can, just fit them in there and kill them. Like, so this is like, this is dead set like a farm, bro. I can't believe I'm standing at the front of Auschwitz II Birkenau. Like, I'm at the front of it. That's mental. In the years 1940 to 1941, German occupants expelled the Poles, inhabitants of the villages. It goes on to name villages. Germans founded the death camp, Auschwitz-Birkenau. So it's just referred to as a death camp. Like, it's just blatantly a death camp. That's crazy. That's crazy. Look at that, bro. Get ready for this, mate. Immediately after getting off the train, the Jews were ordered to line up into two columns, one of women and children and the other of men. Each column was subjected to selections by SS doctors and medical orderlies, and then on the ramp, the strong and healthy were separated from the old, the sick and the children. People were selected as fit to work. The others, which were usually 75%, were sent to be murdered in the gas chambers. Bro. Do you see that? Do you hear that? Did you hear that, guys? As soon as they got off the train, 75% of them were ordered to be killed in gas chambers. So they put women, children, sick and elderly in one line, another line where 25% of them were suitable to be workers, and anybody that wasn't picked out as a worker was just sentenced to the gas chambers. So the kids, everything. Look at the size of this place, bro. Look at that, that's an example of one of the carriages they came in on. Listen to this. I asked ChatGPT. At Auschwitz II Birkenau, which is specifically this camp, approximately 1.1 million people most of whom were Jews, were murdered. Most of those in gas chambers. 1.1 million people right here. This is where they would have got off their train. All here. This is one of the carriages. Trains from all over Eastern Europe. What I mean, dozens of these carriages just full, like, look, no windows, no air, no nothing. Just full of Jewish families going on train rides for countries. They used to bring Jewish families in from other countries, just bring them in from Hungary and Czechoslovakia and through like Yugoslavia, all of these countries, and just ship them here just because they were Jewish in one of these things, all the way to Auschwitz to all get off here. Imagine how many times a day trainloads of people would have got off, or where those tourists are gathering. 75% just families instantly just move, separated. Yous are all dying. All your kids, all your women, pretty much everyone. What do you mean your kids and women? Everyone. 1.1 million people, bro. This freight car was donated and conserved by the family of Hugo Lowy, who was murdered here in 1944. This freight car has been placed here to commemorate the Jews deported from Hungary, who were murdered by German Nazis in Auschwitz-Birkenau death camp. Listen to this. Listen to this, bro. That's why they got a little Hungarian flag here. Listen to this. More than 400,000 Jewish men, women and children were deported from Hungary in similar freight cars to this, in more than 100 transports during the spring and summer of 1944. On arrival, most of them were murdered in the gas chambers instantly here. Bruh, 400,000 people in the spring and summer of 1944. That's just the Hungarians. That's just the people from, this is just a monument for the Hungarian. 400,000. That's crazy, eh? Just for being something. Like, they're literally not even from this country. Just for being something. Whatever it is, cuz, you know what I mean? Just for being a religion or a color or some shit. That's what I mean. This place is heavy, cuz. This place is, that's what I was saying at that last place, lad. Like, bro, this place is, this is like, they're pretty much the heaviest place in existence. So they were getting off the trains right here, right where we are, in front of this guard's tower, at this gravel zone. It was where they done their separation, their counting or whatever, assessments. Everyone would have got off here and just like instantly separated. Yous are all down there, yous are down there, yous are up here, and yous are over there. Look at the size of this place, eh? There's like two distinct sides. There's here where a lot of the buildings are still standing and seem to be made of concrete, and there's this side where all the buildings were made out of wood, and almost every single one of them is broken down. Let's go on this side first. Bro, look at that, bro. It says at the start, Jews selected by the SS for immediate death in the gas chambers of crematoria 4 and 5 were herded along this road. Bro, look who they were killing, bro. Look who they were killing, bro. Look who they were killing, lad. Look who they were killing, cuz. Look, lad. Look, cuz. That's who they were walking. Look, that's the road. That's it. These are the type of people the heroes were killing, cuz. Scumbags. Future scums. Look what they do. Look what they used to do, lad. This is the road they walk down. This is the road they walk down, lad. For immediate death. Look how long this road is, bro. Like we've just, bro, we're not even 1/6 of the way down. Look at that. Look how many blocks there is. $300 blocks. That's how many there were. That's how many we're walking through. 300 prison blocks. And they were categorized in sections. Sections for men, women, Romas, Roma gypsies got their own section. The camp included wooden barracks known as stables. So they actually called them stables. Remember I said it was built just to be like a farm, just like, it's called stables. They house humans in overcrowded, inhumane conditions. The brick barracks in some parts and wooden ones in others, creating a large complex with specific areas for different prisoners, categories and functions. So these were all the stables. These were all the stables. Like it's legit too far to even walk down the other end. It'll take me honestly along this broken road about 15 minutes to get down that other end and then 15 minutes to get back where we're standing now. You can see some of the stables are still constructed there. This is the side, although it's a smaller side, it's the side that had the brick construction. Maybe this is where they put the people suitable for work, which explains the size difference, because that one's like 3 times bigger back there in the stables, and pretty much they were just waiting for it to be gassed. This section of the concentration camp, look at the size of the concentration camp, and look how small this little section is. Look at that, that's there. That's that long road we're just walking down through the middle. This section of the camp was used in August 1942 as a camp for women from different countries. Towards the end of the war, the SS began to make arrangements for closing the camp, and in 1944, some of the women were evacuated, the children and sick were transferred to Compound Bill, and then considered fit to work and moved to Compound Bill. Look at this, in 1931, in this barrack, Jewish children were kept for use by SS Dr. Josef Mengele for criminal medical experiments. 1931 is here. I'm trying to figure out where we are. I think we're here. 1931. I told you, bro. Absolute putridness of the earth. They used to full experiment on children. They used to full do experiments on children, bro. 30. This is here. This is in this little part that we're in here. Block 31. Joseph Mengele. A putrid name, eh? Joseph Mengele. If I ever go to hell, I'll remember that lad's name. I swear. If I ever go to hell, I'll remember his name. I'll keep an eye out for him. I can't believe you get so much access here that like I'm standing in one of their prison blocks. Oh, you can go in a couple. Look, you can go in this one. There's a few, there's like 3 of them here we can go in. That's mad. Ones that haven't broken up. They would have been toilets. You can see that that was a toilet block. Look at this, bro. Look at this. It's just straight lanes of beds. Just beds. It's just as straightforward as you can get. Beds with toilets down the end. Alright, we're going up. If there is a worse part, probably not, considering this part is the section they experiment on kids. But we're going up here to a part at the top of the facility that they refer to as Canada with a K. This is where the 4 crematoriums are. Each crematorium has underneath it a gas chamber or gas chambers. They were underneath it, so they built them together so you could be gassed downstairs and you didn't have to be moved across the facility. You could be burnt upstairs, so the cycle was quick for them. There's 4 of them. 2 are up here and 2 are over there. This is gonna be the heaviest shit. Because bro, if 1.1 million were killed in this facility alone, probably 1 million of those were killed in these rooms we're about to go to, if we're allowed in them. The other 100,000 would just be scattered murders all throughout here. I just read a sign just back there as I went past. I didn't stop to film it because there's people gathering around it. These buildings here, they had in this part here a lot of medical experiments. There was one room or one cell block or whatever you call them, dedicated just to get injections straight to the heart, death. So it was a way they like to kill people, as if there wasn't enough of them. There was one here. There was a doctor in one of these, I think it was number 8, a doctor that loved using this substance he came with and injecting people straight in the heart and make them die instantly. Just a little side way to experiment to kill people. There was a whole nother, I think it was number 10, and it was dedicated to ripping the precious metals, gold and silver and stuff, from the teeth
from the people from the gas chambers. So if anyone was gassed and they sort through the incinerators, sort through the teeth, and if they seen metal, there was a whole building here where some SS soldier was a master at removing precious metals from their teeth. Like, bro, like, it's like, bro, it's like this place is like, I don't even know the words, cuz it's like hell. It's like hell, bro. It's like a horror movie. Listen to the things that are just being casually said that this entire building's dedicated to. Like, listen to the things, cuz. Like a whole building, a whole one of these. In this facility with 300, there was one just for injections to the heart. There was one just for experimenting on kids. Oh, that one down there, just go to number 287, and that's just for removing metal from their teeth after they're burnt. And you know, it's like, you can't make this shit up in a movie, cuz. You can't make it up in a movie. Like, what does war have to do with this? Like, what does war have to do with this? Nothing. It's got nothing to do with it. It has nothing to do with it. Remember that these people that were here aren't even soldiers. They're not, even if they were soldiers, the things they're doing here still has nothing to do with war. They're not even soldiers. They're just people from villages and little towns and countrysides all around, just being gathered up and just experimented on. Like, bro, it's like, to even think of it, to even try to say like, oh, but it was a war, it's just completely irrelevant to what was happening here, cuz. Just, yeah. This, we're now entering the part that was referred to, I'm 90% sure. These were the incinerators and gas chambers underneath them. There's 4 of them, well, they're all up in this top part. It says, to the memory of the men, women and children who fell victim to Nazi genocide, here lie their ashes, may their souls rest in peace. And it's in Polish and Hebrew. What do you mean, here lie their ashes? Are they saying that it's there? What does it mean, here lie their ashes? Is it implying that this is something? This was without a doubt a crematorium. Without a doubt. You can look how protected it is. Yeah, look, it was. Gas chamber and crematorium 2, where several 100,000 Jewish men, women and children were murdered by gas and their bodies burned. The crematorium was also used for the disposal of bodies, prisoners of the concentration camp. The incinerators are crematorium 2, used for the burning of corpses of people murdered. She's telling a story that I hear a lot of them tell, is that a lot of, like, not that anyone's more important than anyone else, but for the lack of a better term, important people were killed just because of their achievements. Like, the Nazis were that strung up that they would kill people that were just like important people in society, you know? Just then she was saying, like, they'll kill leaders of specific churches and they'll kill people that won prizes for literature and just, you know what I mean? Again, to the memory of everyone that died, here lie their ashes, and there's another hole like the last one. I'm seeming to think that those holes there, like where the ashes were dumped, well, I guess they would have been. They had to be dumped somewhere because they were gassed underneath, burnt here, and now that's the second hole or ditch outside of the second crematorium with a plaque right in front of it, like projecting towards it. That's crazy, bro. So here's what we didn't get to see on number 2, but we're on number 3. This is the entry to the gas chamber. The back of both of these, but the other side was blocked. This side you can walk around. The back of them both had a back staircase that goes underneath the building, and this is where they will walk through down here to be gassed, bro. The craziest, just the craziest yarn, bro. Like, cuz, like, think, bro, like, when you know, like, you can never conceptualize it and you can never really feel how bad it is, but, like, think about, it doesn't matter where in the world you're from, you learnt in school that there was this point in time where humans were gathered in the thousands and hundreds of thousands and all tricked to go into these rooms and gassed to death. Like, what is that story, cuz? And we all know it. We all know it, cuz. Like, what is that story? Like, it's a real story, bro. And after hearing that, cuz, like, every one of us at some point in our life has heard that, and you just think to yourself, like, because you're young and it's so long ago, and you just think, like, what? Like, what? That's crazy. You just think, like, just shallow about it. That's crazy, man, yeah. Whoa, it's crazy. Like, that's what you think, you know? But, like, that's the stairs, cuz. That's it. That's where they went. It's the path they walked. It's the stairs they went down. And there were 4 of them. Because most of the time that one was probably full, so... Nah, you 50, you're walking down a bit further. Your staircase is a bit further down. All day, every day. And you know what I hate hearing? Cause, like, it just makes everything so much worse. Is that when you just keep repeatedly hearing that when they were losing the war, or when they knew they were losing, like when they started to get smashed, and they were losing all their lands and they just knew, like the Americans, the English and the Russians are coming from all angles. So you know what they've done? Do you know what they've done? They just started killing everyone quicker. Like, it was just like, hurry up and kill them all because they're going to get us soon. Like, what kind of piece of shit are you, bro? That in itself just shows, like, just killing out of spite. Like, they're going to come and kill us, so just make sure you kill everyone here. Triple as fast. Don't stop killing all day. Otherwise, we won't get to kill them all. What kind of mindset is that, cuz? And they done that not just here. This is by far the worst camp, but there were camps. There was a few camps throughout Eastern Europe that they used to do this. They done it everywhere, in all their camps. Like, they just sent out a message, we're losing the war, just make sure you kill everyone, quick. Kill double time. You know what I like about my experience here as a tourist? Considering how big the lines were and how many people there were. Like, how alone that you can be in this facility. You wouldn't think so. Like, look around. There's not a single person. I cannot see or hear a single person. That's pretty crazy. And this coming up here, from what I can tell from the map and stuff, is the last part of the facility that we haven't explored, and is the 2 remaining gas chambers, crematoriums. Something that it says about these 2 crematoriums as opposed to the 2 back there is they designed the gas chambers in these 2, not the other 2. The other 2, it says it looked more rudimentary. These 2, the gas chambers, were designed to look like showers. They even had fake shower nozzles to reduce the amount of people fighting when they went in. So in these 2, they used to trick them. They used to make it look like, and they used to hand them a bar of soap. So they'd be handing out soap and put into a fake shower block with fake showers. So people would go in and think, well, they're giving us soap, it mustn't be that bad. And they were just gas chambers, the taps didn't even work. So this is where that's like where we came in. That's the big walk we went down. That first road, that's the women's part and the experiment on children. That's sort of where they've done the medical experiments and the heart injections, whatever. And this is the Canada part. That was where the 2 gas facilities that we seen were. And now we're in this final part. The largest camp sauna was put in operation by the camp's authorities in 1943 until 45. This building is where tens of thousands newly arrived male and females, mostly Jews and Poles, went through preliminary procedures of induction. After their personal belongings were taken from them, all their hair was shaved. Next they were registered, assigned camp numbers, then they were disinfected and made to shower, and finally given camp uniforms. In some cases, SS held further selections in the sauna among Jews who had already been classified as fit for work. Here, without their clothing to conceal their condition, these pregnant women were particularly vulnerable. Prisoners lived in primitive conditions in overcrowded barracks, with filth and lice were prevalent. Prisoners were often kept waiting outdoors regardless of the weather. It's not uncommon then for them to wait 12 hours or more to enter the sauna or to receive their disinfected clothing. That's here, called the sauna. That's the sauna. So that is, I guess, the ones that were chosen to stay alive were processed through disinfecting and getting given those infamous striped pajamas. Yeah, the sauna is the start of Canada too. So through here has to be the chambers then. Crematorium 4, a gas chamber. Thousands of Jews, men, women and children were murdered with gas and burned here. Bodies of prisoners perished in the camp were also burned here. That's what it used to look like. A is the gas chambers. It is. This is A. This is the gas chamber right here that I'm pointing at. That right there is a gas chamber. C, side hatchets through which pellets of Zyklon B were poured. What? Crematoriums down the end, F, and the chimneys were down that end. So right here, bro, right here was the gas chamber. What looked like a fake shower block. So they would have walked in with soap into here, door closed, and there were slits in the walls here where SS soldiers would put Zyklon B pellets through and kill them. Oh no way, this got burnt down by the prisoners. In 1944, the prisoners of the Sonderkommando, a special work of unit of Jewish prisoners whose task was to remove the victims' bodies from the gas chambers and burn them, organized the only armed revolt that took place in Auschwitz. As a result, they burnt it down and the gas chamber was destroyed. Bro, that's heavy. 450 of them, heroic prisoners, were murdered by SS men during the revolt, and in retaliation for organizing it, they'd make the Jews kill the other Jews pretty much. They'd remove their bodies. You know how they employed some Jews. There's movies on it, you know what I mean? It's not their fault. It's like, you either do it or you die yourself, and you're gonna die anyway. But those ones who it was their job, done an armed revolt here and burnt it down, bro. So they got their hands on weapons and burned it down, cuz that's hectic. That's hectic. But they're all killed for it, 450 of them. But still, like, bro, like, what a way to go out. You're full gonna die in a death camp killing your own people in this huge facility, and you stand up and fight back, bro, and you burn the joint down. Like, that's the most goated way to go out. Gas chambers. Crematorium 5. Tens of thousands of Jewish men, women and children murdered and their bodies were burnt. I didn't even know there were 5. I thought there was 4. The SS dynamited the building on January 26, 1945. Wow, they dynamited this building in an effort to hide everything that they done. These 3 photographs are the only remaining pictures of Auschwitz actually to have been taken by prisoners. One shows Jewish women being driven naked to the gas chamber of Crematorium 5, where they were to be murdered. The other 2 show bodies of people who have been gassed, being burnt in the open air next to the crematorium. You won't be able to see this. This will be blurred for you. But that is a dead set picture of just all naked women being herded into a gas chamber. Like it's very blurry, but it's a real picture, bro. And that's like bodies on the floor burning, and there's all smoke, and there's just looks to be about maybe 300 bodies with soldiers standing over and just piles of smoke in the air, which it's saying happened here in this field. And when you go down this path goes down to a part that they called Mexico. It's weird, eh? They just name it after countries. Canada, Mexico. This goes down to a part called Mexico that was a planned camp expansion that never got finished before they lost the war. So it's down here. But it's on our way back to where we started anyway. Jews selected for immediate death awaited in this clump of trees for an entrance to the undressing room and the gas chamber. That's them just sitting in these trees, bro. We're coming around the back side of it now, the back of that first long road that we started on, where the ones for death were marched down. That's on the other side of that now. And on this side is the plans or the started building a whole extension of the camp that was equally the size of that. They were literally trying to double the size of the facility before they lost the war. Like, all that was being built there on the left. They actually completed like a couple rows of them. You can see where they were attempting it. That was about to be that. There you are, bros. That's Auschwitz. Auschwitz 1 and Auschwitz 2, Birkenau. That's inside what's got to be the worst chapter in human history. Absolutely crazy. Anyway, that's us. That's us, lad. Laters.